Hello, I'm Jeff with Aqua Sports Marine, and this is National Safe Boating Week, the 18th through the 24th. I wanted to go over just a few quick items to make sure everybody is in the water safely. The first item that I'd like to recommend is that everybody take a boater safety class. You can take these classes online or take them in person. The best way to find out the specific information would be to go to michigan.gov and search for boater safety classes. We want to make sure that we have Coast Guard approved life jackets for everybody that is inside the boat as well as out behind the boat. You also want to make sure you have a throw cushion and a fire extinguisher. Some other items that would be good for a safety standpoint would be to have an anchor in case you break down and need to deploy your anchor. You also want to have tie-off lines in case you drift into shore and need to tie off to a dock. These are not required, but things that are very handy to have. Another item that is very important and often overlooked is your bilge pump. You want to make sure that your bilge pump is functioning properly, not only that it turns on, but also that your automatic bilge pump works if it's equipped, as well as maybe putting a little bit of water in your bilge and testing it to make sure that it's actually coming out the side of the boat. The other item, of course, and this goes in conjunction with making sure that your bilge pump works, make darn sure that you put your plug in the back of the boat. Some boats will have two plugs, one in the center, one in the rear. In any case, make sure the plugs are in your boat before you launch. The next item is that you'll want to check and make sure that your registration is up to date. If your registration is up to date and you're out on the water, I would encourage you to pull the sheriff over instead of him pulling you over, or the DNR officer, and ask them to give you a safety check. Oftentimes they'll give you a sticker to put on the side of your boat. Therefore, next time you're out on the lake, they'll see that you've had your check, everything's safe, and you can go about your way and enjoy the rest of the day. You'll want to check the weather for the day. Being that we live in Michigan, we all know that the weather can change within an hour. So before you go out and you have a float plan, please check the weather, make sure that there's not any storms that are rolling in or you get caught off guard. If you will be doing any water sports behind the boat for the day, you want to make sure that you have a third person or an observer. A lot of times people disregard this law and say, well, there's nobody else on the lake, we don't need a third. The idea is not necessarily to tell you when that person falls, but in case somebody is injured, you have to have somebody that can operate the boat, and then you also have to have somebody that can assist the injured person to get back into the boat. That's why having an observer is so important. Next is nighttime boating. Of course, boating in the evening is much different than boating during the day. So of course you want to check your navigation lights and your anchor lights to make sure those are working properly. Those should be checked very often, even if you're not planning to go out at night. Another really cool tip, when you're boating at night, if you pick a light that is across the lake or on the other side of the lake and follow the reflection off of the water, that would tell you if there's anybody in front of you. So you can follow that light as long as you have a clear reflection, don't see anything impeding you, you know that you have a safe path, and keep the boat at an idle when you're cruising at night. You don't want to get the boat on plane from a safety standpoint. Okay, and the final tip that I want to give you today is to be courteous to other boaters, especially with the large wakes that are thrown by the surf boats. We suggest that you try to stay a minimum of 300 feet away. This will allow the waves to dissipate. It's much nicer for the other individuals so they're not getting rocked around on the boat too much. Also, keep your volume to a reasonable level. If you're on a very crowded lake, not everybody likes the music that you're listening to. So on a lot of the boats, if you have tower speakers, you can actually detune the tower speakers or turn those down and still have your tunes inside the boat where everybody can enjoy them. So the idea is just be courteous, respect everyone else's time on the water, and try to stay as far away from any other boats as possible. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a great, safe Michigan Safe or National Safe Boating Week. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Jeff at Aqua Sports Marine or give us a shout at 810-629-2800. Thank you very much and have a great day.